When our hero noticed the sudden change in the atmosphere around him, a wave of tension washed over him. Instinctively, he stepped back and said seriously, "What a chaotic aura. I wonder how many creatures this vortex has devoured." At that moment, the once calm vortex beneath the sea began to transform in a terrifying way. It started spinning violently, releasing strange sound waves that resembled eerie music. Those sounds headed straight toward Lin Moyu, and the instant they entered his ears, unbearable pain assaulted him. Sweat instantly formed on his forehead as he groaned in agony and said, "A song? It sounds beautiful, but this is clearly a soul sound, and it seems to be summoning something." The sound waves continued spreading across the sea, and with every passing second, the surrounding waters became increasingly unstable. The previously calm ocean suddenly began boiling violently. Once the waves fully spread, countless sea monsters emerged from the depths while releasing horrifying screams. One after another, the creatures rose from the abyss. Upon seeing this, Lin Moyu widened his eyes in shock and said, "The creature inside the vortex is using soul sound to lure the blue dragon sea beasts." The sound waves dragged every monster toward the vortex, and the moment they got close, they were completely swallowed. Lin Moyu's expression turned even more serious as he muttered, "It's devouring all of them. No wonder the aura here is so chaotic. It seems the souls of countless monsters have fused together." Then he looked toward the massive vortex with concern and whispered, "I just hope the sacred sound god spark isn't inside that vortex." Feeling extremely uneasy, our hero immediately dove deeper into the ocean while activating his skeletal armor to withstand the terrifying pressure. As he descended rapidly, he muttered to himself, "I need to investigate the seabed first." Lin Moyu continued descending through the dark ocean, while the sacred artifact given to him by the clan god guided him the entire way. After a long dive, he finally reached a depth of 20,000 meters within the Blue Dragon Sea. Looking at the terrifying environment around him, he said in amazement, "No wonder the clan god chose me. The pressure here alone could crush even level 89 experts." He carefully scanned the surroundings before whispering, "There are monsters here." Suddenly, a giant squid appeared before him from the depths. The moment Lin Moyu saw it, he summoned a headless knight and smiled, saying, "As expected, powerful monsters hide in the deep sea so they won't get swallowed by the vortex." The knight charged forward at incredible speed and destroyed the squid with a single devastating strike. However, the instant the creature died, horrifying screams echoed through the darkness as countless sea monsters rushed toward Lin Moyu. Staring at the terrifying scene, he said in surprise, "I never expected this many monsters to be hiding down here." Despite the overwhelming numbers, he showed no fear at all. Instead, he grinned excitedly and summoned his skeleton army. This place is perfect for leveling up. In the next instant, his skeletal legion stormed through the darkness like a deadly tide and began slaughtering the monsters mercilessly. Every creature fell in a single strike, while enormous amounts of experience points flowed into Lin Moyu. Suddenly, a golden light descended upon him, signaling another level up. Looking at his new status, he laughed happily and said, "Finally, I've reached level 75. After eliminating every monster in the area, Lin Moyu continued descending deeper into the ocean. As time passed, he eventually arrived at a place beyond imagination. Before him appeared a gigantic underwater valley. His eyes widened in shock as he said, "An underwater canyon? I never expected something like this to exist 20,000 meters beneath the sea." The valley was dark and unimaginably deep, so he first sent a headless knight down to scout the area. The knight rushed toward the abyss, while Lin Moyu remained outside and waited cautiously. 5 entire minutes passed without the knight returning. Lin Moyu frowned and muttered, "If it still hasn't reached the bottom, then this canyon must be at least 50,000 meters deep." Sensing that something unusual had happened, he decided to descend personally. As he continued going deeper, the pressure increased to a terrifying degree until even his skeletal armor began weakening. He muttered nervously, "This depth may have already exceeded 80,000 meters." At that moment, he suddenly spotted a faint light glowing within the darkness. Instantly, the sacred artifact he carried began shining intensely, and he immediately realized his target was near. He said excitedly, "The sacred wind chimes are reacting!" The artifact flew rapidly toward the glowing light, and Lin Moyu hurried after it. As he approached, he finally saw what he had been searching for all this time, the divine spark of the sacred sound god. A powerful aura of laws radiated from it, causing his eyes to widen as he shouted, "The aura of laws! I finally found it!" Smiling, he reached his hand toward the glowing spark, but the moment he touched the divine barrier surrounding it, an overwhelming pressure exploded outward and struck him violently, instantly shattering his skeletal armor. Then, a terrifying giant octopus emerged from the deep sea. It was a world-class boss monster at level 88, possessing monstrous strength and terrifying speed, along with deadly abilities such as death coils, poison ink, and fatal suction cups. It also had massive resistance against water, poison, and physical attacks. The moment Lin Moyu saw the creature, he immediately reactivated his skeletal armor and stared at its stats seriously. What terrifying power! No wonder it shattered my armor so easily. It seems to have absorbed part of the divine spark's power. Right after that, he activated his special skill, Strong Soldier. He could feel an enormous surge of power flowing through his body even as his soul force was continuously being drained. Gripping his scythe tightly, he slowly stepped back while coldly staring at the octopus. Let's see which is stronger, the power of your divine spark or my original skill. In the very next moment, he charged forward at full speed, unleashing a devastating force that shook the deep sea itself. The giant octopus hurriedly retreated, attempting to escape, but Lin Moyu instantly pursued it and activated his skill, Godslayer. He roared fiercely, "Where do you think you're going?" Then he swung his weapon, releasing a monstrous slash that tore through the octopus's body and ripped away a huge portion of its flesh. However, the creature immediately used its special regenerative ability to replace the damaged part of its body and recover. Even so, many of its tentacles had already been severed by Lin Moyu's attack. Finally, the giant octopus glared at Lin Moyu with eyes burning with rage as both sides prepared for a fierce battle that would determine the fate of the sacred divine spark.